Hey guys, welcome to Kaz Child of Zion. It's your girl Pidgani Taibunu, aka Daughter of Zion, and you're welcome back again to our channel. Now, it was my birthday yesterday, May 12th. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to me. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. You guys leave your wishes, the prayers. It means so much to me, and I'm so blessed for them. But we are about to get real. So I love May Talks because I get to be myself. I get to, chit chat with you guys. I get to express myself better. I get to talk about topics that people don't want to talk about. Today is going to be a very touchy topic, so grab your popcorn, get ready, because we are going to be talking about the consequences of not healing. Mm, mm. Holy Spirit, take over. Take over. The consequences of not healing. I think I've thought about healing so much on this platform that at one point I probably should write a healing book. We have a playlist called Soul Detox. Um, and I think in the previous May Talks, I did talk about healing. But today I want to talk about the consequences. Because I think that sometimes when you tell people the benefits of things, they don't seem to see the importance of healing. So today I'm going to show you what you're going to lose when you do not heal. And I'll give an example with myself. In fact, let's get straight into it. I remember when I was, I think probably around in my 20s, my early 20s. And as I was in my early 20s, I, you know, entered my first relationship. Ooh, I was not yet saved, so I stand grace. I wasn't yet saved then, so I was in my relationship, having fun, doing what I gotta do, expressing myself, yeah, whatever. And this was a good guy. I mean, he was not a believer then, but he was a good guy. He took good care of me. He was a nice person. He loved me. Like every person should, or every man should in a relationship. Except if you're in a kingdom relationship, then the terminologies have changed. But just giving my own experience before I got saved. And the reason why the reason why I'm sharing this before I got saved, so you can understand what I'm about to share, because I'm going to give you one without me being saved and one when I was saved. Okay? All right. And sometimes I will see myself get angry. So angry that I become so toxic. Like I will call him names. So basically, I was so like I was just say like, oh, you don't love me, like gas, like guilt tripping him. I don't even know what it was. So negative. So negative. And the reason why I was like that to such a good person was because I was viewing him off of the lens of the men that have broken my heart. And because I refused to heal, I had this good relationship and I destroyed it. Because at one point when you don't heal and you're trying to, do so much, you then start becoming codependent, because codependency is a attribute and a fruit of not healing. Yeah, especially in women. So you start becoming codependent, and then you start putting that pressure on the person instead of on God. So I remember one incident where, like, we went for this vacation and I'm outside screaming. I mean, God, thank you, Jesus. Can we just give God thanks for what He's done in my life? Because, oh Lord, I was screaming out there. He's trying to calm me down, and it wasn't even because of anything extra. It was just like something little. But the way I responded, oh my God. One day he came to me and said, why are you, I'm not who hurt you. Like, I'm not your ex. Like, I'm not the past men you've dealt with. Why are you treating me through the lens of them, what they did to you? And that day, that word hit me. I said, wow, I did not know I was doing that. So eventually the relationship was deteriorating. I thought it was thriving, but it was not. And yeah, but it was striving, not thriving. And eventually the relationship ended. And when it ended, even the way I broke up, the way I acted, he was like, oh my God, I'm very grateful that I'm ending this relationship. And I said, wow. So instead of me to go on and take everything that person said to me and heal, you know what I started doing? Looking for the next person that I could bleed on. But this time I met a pastor, the Lord, and I got saved. But even as I got saved, and I want to say this so you understand me, even as I got saved, I still ruined that relationship. Because there was so much part of me that was broken that I still didn't have the capacity to manage this. So that leads to my first point. One of the consequences of not healing is that it reduces the manifestation of God's promises. Why? Because you don't have the capacity to receive it. I was given a good relationship, I destroyed it. Why? Because I didn't have the capacity. So if I don't have the capacity to receive, that will reduce the manifestation. God will promise you something. Let's say he promised you marriage, and then he brings a good man, but then you have bad character. You will not marry. It's not possible. And then the first relationship broke, the second relationship broke, the third relationship broke. And you're like, this man has come. No, it's you. So I had to learn the hard way that before I enter another relationship, I must at least try to heal as much as possible. As much as possible. As much as possible. And I remember, like, even the pastor guy, he tried. He tried. But let's just say that I was not healed enough for that capacity. And he was serious. He wanted, move forward in the relationship and all of that. But I was too broken to even advance. And I always give an example of this. Let's say, for example, you were a full glass of water. So I'll just use this. Thank you, Jesus. You were once this, right? You were a full bottle, you were a 2-liter bottle. And then eventually you met like 5 men who shrunk you down, that you became this. You became this 500 milliliters. 2 liters became 500 milliliters. And then because you're this and you have the capacity to be this, you're looking for this, but you don't have, you're this. And because you're this, you are still chasing for this. And let's say by God's mercy, he then gives you a man or woman. We're speaking of both genders. But today I will just speak in terms of, since I'm a woman, I'm going to speak as a woman. You're looking for a man that is the 2 liters and you're a 500 milliliter. Right? And so this man, right, comes to your life. He loves you. He cares about you. You love him. Beautiful, amazing, right? He love him. You do. And he said he loves you, and then he starts pouring into you, right? So you say you want someone that loves you, he pours into you, and then you reach this level, Mm-hmm. And then keep pouring into you, keep pouring into you, keep pouring into you. At the beginning is beautiful. You haven't still healed. He's pouring. He's pouring. He's pouring. He's pouring. He's pouring. At one point, he can no more pour anymore because it's full. And even if he pours, you don't have, look at it, it falls over, it spills, see how it spills over? You don't have the capacity to receive any more of what he has. So God gave you a manifestation that is big. Look at how much is left for you to receive. But this is how much you can receive. And then you end up trying to sabotage and saying the man doesn't love you, but you don't have the capacity to receive the love. Do you understand? He has love to give, and he keeps refilling himself. He has love to give, but you don't have the capacity to receive that love. This is an illustration of what I'm trying to show. And this is many of us. We're striving for the perfect man, but we don't have the capacity to maintain and manage the relationship with the perfect man. I mean, that word perfect man does not even exist in the first place. Right? It doesn't exist. But we're looking for that type, or the person, the version of the person we want, that we don't have the capacity to manage. And this is the reason why you see a woman has a good man, but because they're so broken, oh, they're so broken, they will treat that good man like a bad man because they're viewing that good man from the lens of what someone else did to them. In fact, I'll give an example. I watched a movie. In the movie, the girl's father abused her mother, abused the mother so long, beat out 5 pregnancies out of her mother. So she saw this. She saw a violent man that beats women. So she expected that all men are women beaters. So she hated men. She repelled men. You see, the manifestation comes, but you don't have the capacity to receive it. So she would push men away. Eventually, they forced her into marriage, and the mother was like, "You have to, get married and whatever." Let's just say she was able to get married. When she got married, um, she got married, and she was so cruel. The man was a good man, but she was so cruel to him. She would punch him. In fact, the first night she wore a boxing glove. All sorts of things that man does not deserve. But because she sees him like her father who abused her mother, she's like ready to defend. So the first day, the guy was like, why are you doing this? And she's like, come beat me, come beat me. And she's running and hiding and expecting the man to come beat her. And he's like, is this woman okay? He walks to the room and he's like, I don't beat women. And she's like, kept going. Aggressive. She doesn't cook. She doesn't do anything. She just shouts, nags, insults the man, disrespects him. Oh my God. But the man is too patient. He doesn't say anything. He said, I don't like what you're doing. Picks his bags and he just walks off. Goes maybe for a walk or just to get his mind off it. So at one point it was becoming disturbing. It was getting way too disturbing. And her friend comes to her. I said, you have a good man. What's wrong with you? She said, I don't want him. Another girl can take him. She said, okay. The friend went on, tried to shoot at the guy, but the guy loves the woman. So he's like, I'm sorry, I cannot be with you. I have a wife and I'm happy. Even though he's not happy, but he knows the importance of covenant because he's a good man. He loves the woman. The woman is too bruised to receive that love. You see, this is the concept of receiving. It's a very, 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 very touchy topic, honestly, but I feel we need to talk about it because we see many Christian girls in the church that are broken. I mean, broken. And they act like all is fine. but they keep attracting a certain kind of man because they're too broken. And then those that even attract a good man, they become so violent with them, either abusing them verbally or just being mean, being a, just being bad, and it's just horrible. And eventually they end up divorcing. So it's funny how we look at these things, but it happens. And eventually, someone had said, like, the guy said, I'm not your father. Stop looking at me with the lens of your father. I am not him. I am not him. You can't make me. I am not him. And she started healing, getting to know the guy. And one of the things she was scared of was to get pregnant because she saw the father beat. Remember, I told you she saw her father beat her pregnancies out of her mother. Right? She saw it. 5 pregnancies miscarriage because the father beat the pregnancy out of her mom. So she was scared to get pregnant. And when she got pregnant, she almost aborted it. I want you to understand something here. Because she was too broken and didn't have the capacity not to love, to receive love. Eventually, yeah, they got happy. It ended well. And she was able to keep the baby. He came in right in time, told her that I understand, but I'm not your father, and they move forward. But what am I trying to say? That with the water I gave you, the illustration of the water, you don't have the capacity to receive love. So you've shrunk yourself so much that you don't have the capacity to receive love. And this is many people. I was like that as well. I had good relationship, but I don't have the capacity to receive it. So when you see good relationship, you then want to make it toxic because that's all you know. That's the language you know. You know the language of trauma. You know the language of toxic behaviors. So you stay there because that's what you're used to. But doesn't mean because that's what you used to mean you need to stay there. This is the reason why you need to heal, because you end up destroying something that God brought into your life. Another consequences, stagnation. You never move forward. You're always in circles. It's always one repeated patterns upon one repeating patterns. It's one repeated patterns upon one repeating patterns. You keep attracting the same kind of man. Do you think it's because, hey God, it's because you've not healed? You have not healed. And I think that people think that if I go to a different location, that would change everything. No. You can rebrand yourself all you want, or change yourself. If you don't change the internal, you're wasting your time. You're fixing external issues that is an internal problem. So many, in fact, I've seen this with a lot of Christian girls, women. We keep attracting the same kind of people. I like to give this analogy of a predator and a predator and a prey. Do you know that your wounded heart or your wounds is what attracts the kind of men that can give you more wounds? I give an example. Let's say you were in the water and you cut your leg. You're wounded at that moment and you're trying to come out of the water. And let's say that where you're at, there are sharks. Right? Sharks are the predators. They can smell when you're bleeding, if you're hurt. So they come to you. And what do? They hurt you more. It's the same thing. Just like they have the antenna to smell blood. I know, oh, that's human blood. I need to, right there. That is the same thing as when some people have the antenna to smell people that are hurt. They know that you've not healed. They can smell it. It's on you. It's a fragrance you wear. Fragrance. It's on your body. You wear it like this. Fragrance. and they can smell it on you. It's 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 legit on you. They can smell it. So then what then happens is, right? What then happens is you have to heal that wound and seal it off so the predators cannot smell you. That's the reason why you're stagnant. That's the reason why you keep going in the same circle, is because you have a smell that predators can smell. You have it, it's on you. Just like how a shark knows someone is bleeding and it goes straight at that person, it's the same thing. Your wounds is an antenna. It sends signals to people that are toxic to come and give you more toxic behaviors, to hurt you more because you have chosen not to heal. These are the, you can't move forward. It doesn't work. You keep going the same stuff. You keep dating the same kind of man. It will keep going until you heal. It will keep going. You keep dating the same scums. You keep dating them. You keep dating them. You keep dating them because you keep attracting them. That is the reason why. It's not them that draw them to you. Your character, the way you speak, the way you act, the way you think. Oh, they're like, this one needs healing. So let's take advantage. And then there's some people that won't take advantage of you and want to help. But you see, the problem is, if you're not willing to help, they can't help you. It's as simple as that. If you don't want help, they can't help you. So, not only do your capacity reduce, you stay stagnant. And you wonder why many people never move forward in their life. Hey, I remember one time I was just like getting to know this guy. That was before I was saved as well. And this guy just wanted, friends with benefits, kind of relationships. And obviously I was wounded, so why not? But for some reason, he never asked me to be his girlfriend. I wanted him to be my boyfriend at that moment, because he could smell that I was not girlfriend material. I was not girlfriend material. It's on you. And it doesn't have anything to do with the standards of people. It's a standard of the individual, right? Everybody has a specific type that they can deal with. Everybody has a specific person that they like. But at the same time, when you set off standards that are, they know that this person is healed, this person is a no-nonsense person, this person knows what they're doing, this person don't take that. They know. And that's why you notice that when you start working yourself, the amount of people that men used to attract, it reduces. Why? Because you don't have the capacity to attract nonsense anymore. That's one sign that you know that you've healed, is when you no longer attract a certain kind of people. Meaning the kind of men that approach you are collective men, intellectual men, men that know what they want, men that know where they're going. That's how I knew I've healed. That's how I knew I've healed. When I attracted the kind of men that they're willing to pay the time, put it in the time, I was able to know that these are not the kind of men I was attracting before. So it is very important, and healing is in phases, right? You can heal from something, right? And then someone brings a trigger to you. But how you know you've healed is how you react to it, how you respond to it. Before, if you used to wail and say everybody hates you and you want to kill yourself, now you'll be like, oh well, I didn't like that, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. It does not define me. You don't give people the power anymore to define who you are. I know this is a very sensitive topic, and I know we're talking about something very sensitive, but I feel like we need to talk about it because, especially in the church, there's so many people that are so broken, and they act like they're fine. They act like they're fine, and they're so desperate for a certain kind of person that they end up with the kind of person they never imagined themselves with. So I urge you today that if you've been looking at the benefits of healing, take this consequences of not healing seriously. There are many more. I can't, if I go too much into it, imagine I've only talked about two and 25 minutes have passed. If I talk about all of them, we're going to be here for like hours. But I just want to give you two so you can just, just see two consequences. I'll give you one extra. It it not only causes stagnation, right? It hinders you from opportunities. It hinders you from opportunities. There's so many opportunities that I've lost because I refuse to heal. And you know it's true. You know it's true. That there are many opportunities that has been lost because you refuse to heal. So it hinders you from opportunities. It does. It does. There are things that opportunities that may come to you. I know an example of someone. I'll give an example of someone. There was this person I was supposed to work with, and because they've been so, like, the contracts they've done before were so bad, they were so scared. So when the person brings a resistance, they see it as contempt. So they're like, I don't want to work with them. And it was a good opportunity, but they refused because they were scared that I will not, I will just betray them or something. And that opportunity was gone for them. They lost that opportunity because they felt like I was going to backstab them or something. And that's just an example of a few other things I've encountered. Even me, I've lost opportunities. I've lost opportunities because I refused to heal. So I want to say this to you, right? I want to say this to you. Is it worth you experiencing all these consequences? Is it worth it than just choosing to heal? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So take a bold step and heal. Try to heal. Try. Push yourself. And I advise you to get this book, Lost But Then Found. It's by Mine Ebunu, Mineebunu. It's an amazing book that talks about healing, restoration, and wholeness. It's very important to get that book. It's a very good book. Because you will see the consequences, the things you open yourself to if you do not heal. You lose more. You lose more when you choose not to heal. And some people say, well, I don't want to forgive, but at what cost? Your own life? It's not worth it. It's not worth you putting your life on hold for that. So I'm going to end here because if I keep going, it's going to go longer than that. But I really want you to understand that healing is necessary and is important. And I hope this video was helpful for you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.